Welcome to the Blueprint program. Now, if you want to explore our full curriculum, definitely be sure to visit our YouTube channel. Today, we're diving into materials that you just don't find lying around in nature. We're talking about substances that are engineered, sometimes atom by atom, to be stronger, lighter, and tougher than anything that's come before. We're talking about composite materials. Think about it. From the very planes we fly in to the supercars we all dream about, our world is literally being built with a new class of materials. These are composites, and they're not just simple substances. They're carefully crafted combinations designed to do things that their individual parts just couldn't do on their own. So, to really get a handle on the revolution these materials are causing, we've got to start at the beginning. What in the world is a composite material? Okay, so here's the key. It's not like dissolving sugar in water, where it just disappears. In a composite, the original ingredients stay separate. You can still identify them. They just work together to create something totally new with brand new properties. And that synergy, well, that's their secret sauce. Every composite basically has two main players. First, you have the matrix. Think of it as the glue or the binder that holds the whole thing together. Then you have the reinforcement. This is usually some kind of fiber or particle that provides all the strength and stiffness. It's really the skeleton of the material. All right, let's look at our first major family of composites and see how this actually works. We're going to start with polymer matrix composites, or PMCs for short. These guys are famous for being the lightweight champions of the material world. So in a PMC, that matrix or glue we talked about is a polymer, something like an epoxy resin. And that resin binds together some really strong reinforcing fibers. The result? You get a material that's super light, incredibly strong, and doesn't rust. It's no wonder they've replaced old-school metals in so many different jobs. Now, within that PMC family, there are two big names you've almost certainly heard of. On the left, we have glass-reinforced polymer, which most of us just call fiberglass. You see it everywhere. Boat hulls, building panels, you name it. And on the right, you've got its high-tech cousin, carbon fiber reinforced polymer, or CFRP. This chart just lays out the engineering trade-offs perfectly. I mean, look at it. Carbon fiber is way stronger and lighter, but it's also more expensive and, believe it or not as great at taking a hit. Fiberglass, on the other hand, is cheaper and tougher, but it's also heavier. This is exactly the kind of decision-making an engineer goes through when picking the right material for the job. And that amazing strength-to-weight ratio is why carbon fiber is the top choice for really high-performance gear. For instance, more than half the entire weight of a Boeing 787 is made of composite materials. That's a huge deal because it saves a ton of fuel. You see the same logic in supercars, pro-level bicycles, and even wind turbines. We're really just getting warmed up on our deep dive into the world of composites. So if you're finding this valuable, please go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to keep exploring the Blueprint program with us. All right, next up, we've got metal matrix composites, or MMCs. What these do is take the natural toughness of metal and then crank it up to 11 with some high-strength reinforcements. With an MMC, the binder is a metal, think aluminum or titanium. And inside that metal, you embed reinforcing fibers or particles. Now, the big advantage here is all about temperature. MMCs can handle much higher heat than PMCs can, which makes them absolutely essential for things like high-performance engine parts or the brakes on a jet. And check this out. This is a perfect example of just how versatile MMCs can be. This is a biodegradable orthopedic implant. It's made from a magnesium-based composite, and it's strong enough to hold a healing bone together, but then it safely dissolves over time. Think about what that means. No more need for a second painful surgery to get the hardware removed. This isn't just cool engineering, it's a genuine medical breakthrough. Okay, on to our final category. This one tackles one of the oldest challenges in materials science, really. How do you make something that's as hard as a ceramic, also tough? And that's where ceramic matrix composites, or CMCs, step in. They take a ceramic matrix, which is known for handling insane amounts of heat, and they weave in reinforcing fibers. The goal is simple, but it's revolutionary. Keep all that amazing heat resistance, but get rid of the brittleness that causes ceramics to shatter. Right. Regular ceramics are super strong and hard, but they're fragile. You drop a ceramic plate, you know what happens. CMCs are engineered specifically to fix that problem, which lets us use ceramics in extreme situations where they'd normally just break apart. This slide shows you exactly how they do it. Look at the standard ceramic on the left. A tiny crack starts and boom, It just rips right through until the whole thing fails. But now look at the CMC on the right. Those reinforcing fibers act like little roadblocks. They absorb the crack's energy and stop it dead in its tracks. So because of this unique combo of heat resistance and toughness, you only find CMCs in places where literally nothing else can survive. We're talking about the guts of a jet engine, the nose cone of a space shuttle re-entering the atmosphere, or even inside a nuclear fusion reactor. These are some of the most extreme environments humans have ever created. So finally, let's talk about the real magic of composites. See, unlike something like steel or aluminum, which we basically just find and refine, composites are designed. They are built from the ground up for a very specific job. And to really understand this design process, you have to ask a really important question. Why does it matter so much which way the reinforcing fibers are pointing? The answer is this incredible concept called anisotropy. Just look at the numbers on this slide. When the force is lined up with the fibers, this material has a strength of 1,500 megapascals. That's huge. But pull on it from the side, perpendicular to the fibers, and the strength just plummets to 50. By controlling which way the fibers go, engineers can make a part unbelievably strong exactly where it needs to be and save a ton of weight everywhere else. And this isn't just guesswork either. This is precision engineering. Using principles like the rule of mixture, designers can calculate and predict a composite's properties before they even build it. This lets them tailor a material perfectly, picking just the right mix of matrix, fiber, and orientation for any application you can think of. You know, composites really represent a fundamental shift in how we think about stuff. We're not just limited to what we can dig out of the ground anymore. We can now design materials from the molecules up to solve specific problems. And as our ability to build things on that tiny atomic scale gets better and better, the question really isn't what can we make anymore, it's what do we want to make?